What if the greatest warrior in Greek mythology was remembered not for how he fought, but for how he loved? This is the story of Achilles, but not the version you think you know. He was born between two worlds. His mother was a sea goddess, his father a mortal king. From the moment he took his first breath, prophecies wrapped around him like chains. Greatness was promised. Glory was guaranteed, but so was an early grave. Like heroes before him, he was sent away to be forged into something extraordinary. Under the watchful eye of the wise centaur Chiron, Achilles learned to hunt, to heal, to fight, to play music. He was shaped into the perfect weapon. But before he was a weapon, he was a boy. And beside him stood another. Patroclus wasn't divine. No prophecy whispered his name. No gods claimed him. He was simply human. And somehow, that made him everything Achilles was not. They grew up together, trained together, laughed together, loved each other with a bond deeper than blood. Then the world called. A woman named Helen vanished to Troy with a prince named Paris, and Greece answered with war. 1,000 ships cut through the sea. Kings gathered, heroes sharpened their blades. Among them stood Achilles, summoned as the Greeks' deadliest hope. Across the battlefield waited Troy's greatest defender, Hector, son of King Priam, brother to Paris, protector of his city. And above them all, the gods themselves, choosing sides like children playing with soldiers. Achilles entered the war like a storm. Some said his mother dipped him in the river Styx, making him invulnerable. Others whispered she burned away his mortality with ambrosia. Whatever the truth, he was unstoppable. For 9 years, Troy did not fall, but Achilles didn't fall either, until pride got in the way. The Greek commander, Agamemnon, jealous of Achilles' fame, stole a captive woman named Briseis from him. It wasn't just theft, it was humiliation. Achilles did the unthinkable. He refused to fight. Without him, the Greeks crumbled. Troy pushed them back to their own ships. Fires burned along the shoreline. Patroclus watched men die. He begged Achilles to return, but Achilles' pride was louder than his compassion. So Patroclus made a desperate choice. He asked to wear Achilles' armor to look like him, to scare the Trojans into retreat. Achilles agreed, with one warning: do not chase them to the gates of Troy, because a god guarded those gates. Patroclus entered battle shining like a legend, and for a moment he felt like one. He drove the Trojans back. Hope surged through the Greek ranks, but he forgot the warning. At the gates of Troy, the god Apollo struck him down. Disoriented, defenseless, Hector seized the moment, and Patroclus fell. When Achilles learned what had happened, something inside him shattered. His pride vanished. His anger transformed. His grief became something far more dangerous. He swore Patroclus would not be buried until Hector paid with blood. Achilles returned to battle like death itself. Trojans fled before him. Rivers ran red. Finally, he found Hector, wearing the very armor that once protected Patroclus. Their duel shook the earth. Achilles knew the armor's weakness, and he drove his spear into it. Hector fell, but victory brought no peace. Achilles dragged Hector's body behind his chariot, denying him burial, a sacred right in their world. Rage had consumed him entirely. That night, Patroclus appeared to him in a dream. A quiet warning: your time is coming. Lay our bones together. Even heroes cannot outrun fate. Soon after, Troy's king, Priam, did the unimaginable. He entered the Greek camp alone. He knelt before Achilles and kissed the hands that killed his son. 2 enemies, 2 fathers, 2 broken men. They wept together. And Achilles, finally human again, returned Hector's body. But destiny had not forgotten him. On the battlefield, Paris drew his bow. The arrow flew. Some say Apollo guided it. It struck Achilles in his heel, the one place left vulnerable. The greatest warrior of his age fell not to an army, but to fate. His ashes were mixed with Patroclus just as promised. The Greeks would eventually win the war. But what remained wasn't triumph, it was loss. Because this was never just a story about war. It was about love, pride, grief, and the unbearable cost of glory. Achilles was destined to be remembered forever. But in the end, the only thing he ever truly feared losing was the one person the gods never promised he could keep.